I'm John, and I've had the misfortune of knowing Ben for the last 30 years. In that time, I've beaten him at Pro Evolution Soccer, darts, snooker, pool, caught bigger fish than him fishing, and so it's nice that finally in public he can admit that I am the best man. So before the abuse gets underway, let's get some pleasantries said. Nice bit of feedback, cool. Just like to say how nice I think the bridesmaids look today, so we can give them a quick round of applause. Not as nice as the bride, so we can give her a round of applause as well. And then one more for Lucy and the band. And just a small ripple of applause for Milosh for helping me arrange the bachelor party. So as I've said, Ben and I have known each other for virtually all of our lives. We went to the same playgroup together, we went to the same primary school together. I then moved, Ben decided he liked me so much he made his mum and dad move as well. But poor little Ben couldn't get into the same school as me, and unfortunately he had to go to the one just up the road. At this point, Ben became ill with leukemia. And while he was ill, he had tickets to see Michael Jackson in concert. Naturally, you'd think he'd invite his best mate to the concert, and he did. It just wasn't me at the time. So in the words of the late MJ himself, who's bad? It was you back then, Ben. Then Ben saw the error of his ways, and we went to the same secondary school as me. Over the next 7 years of school and in college, Ben must have decided he didn't like me that much after all, and he moved up to Nottingham, or first Hertford, I think, Hertfordshire, then Nottingham. And then sometimes I'd pop up to see him, drag him along to watch the football team I support, Derby County, and squeeze them. But that was obviously not far enough for his liking, and now he's buggered off to America. And it doesn't look like he's going to be coming back in a hurry. Now he's married and he's sorting his green card out for various reasons. And he's settled into life as an American so much he even moans how expensive England is when he comes back. But that doesn't matter. Sometimes weeks or even months will pass by without me or Ben talking to each other, emailing, texting. But Ben's one of those mates you don't really mind hearing from. I don't mean that in a bad way, but if you don't hear from him, then you know he's alright. And when you do hear from him, he probably wants something. And it was hearing from him about 3.5 years ago when I first heard about Susie. I spoke to Ben when he's in hospital with his well-documented heart problem. Most people know about this, as he uses it as an excuse to get out of anything exciting or buying around, which saves him using the old "I forgot my wallet" excuse that he's got. Ben was telling me how Susie was looking after him and how he's going to have a device fitted to his heart that should shock him if he gets too excited. So go easy on him tonight, Susie. I was from speaking to Ben's sister Lucy a couple of weeks ago. It was around the same time that she first met Susan. She said she knew back then that she was a keeper. And to be honest, from what I heard from Ben about her as well, she did sound like a really nice girl. That wasn't until she spoiled Christmas. By keeping Ben in the United States and preventing him from going to the pub with me and his dad. About 17 years at Christmas Day. Now, having got to know Susie, Ben has done extremely well for himself. I just hope she knows what she's let herself in for. And actually, after talking to her brothers on Thursday night, I hope he knows what he's let himself in for. But she should be safe in the knowledge that Ben is quite a remarkable young man. He's overcome a lot in his life so far. He's overcome a failing heart, survived childhood leukemia, and being photographed with George Michael. Someone who's supposedly so bright and a a doctor, which surprises us all. He still turns around with various little quips that makes us wonder how on earth he ever got to that position. When was the last time a doctor or a professor turned around and said an elephant didn't have a mouth? Or declares after leaving the biggest service station in Germany that he fancies a peach 100 kilometres away. Anyway, enough of me rambling on. Benny's one of my best mates. I hope that he and the new Mrs. Bird are happy for many years to come. So I'd like you all to stand, raise your glasses. So Mr. and Mrs. Benjamin Bird, Ben and Susie.
Ben and Susie.
Cheers.
I'm going to go give him a hug. Go down. We got practice.
All right, we'll be serving dinner shortly.